All right, and welcome back to the Lighting Controls podcast here live at LightFair 2025 down in Las Vegas. I have here Lowell Olcott from ETC. Lowell, tell me more about what's going on with ETC.
So we are excited to be back at a LightFair for the first time a little bit. Like some other people, we took a little bit of time off in the post-pandemic world. But we wanted to come back because we have some great new things in the controls world, a couple things in the fixtures world, and some things in the monitoring world. So we're showing off our new Paradigm ACP, which is the first major change we've made to Paradigm in a long time. We've done lots of software changes and lots of incremental adds, but this is our first ground up new processor. Over the years, we've had three major comments about Paradigm. We need more output, we need more stations, and we'd like it to be cheaper, please. So we are doubling the output, just about doubling the station count, and we're looking at almost a 40% cost reduction. So
that's awesome. Well, but also,
check.
Also, the other thing, personally, I always wanted a DIN rail mount.
And we wanted a DIN rail, yeah, absolutely.
So it's also a really small profile in comparison to the previous one.
Turns out it's getting harder and harder to get people to build giant equipment rooms. So shocker of that.
Right.
And we've embraced in-rail across all of our product lines now, except for Paradigm. So we're very excited to have that, and it's PoE, which is super cool.
For sure.
Being able to distribute all of that as we're getting into a much more interconnected world.
Right. No, I mean your odds are you're going to have a PoE switch involved somewhere, so you can just tap onto that instead of have a remote power supply feeding just that one device.
Yeah, completely agree. Just so much simpler. I can put it in a DIN box. We've got some DIN boxes. There's tons of DIN box options out there. Just wherever you need it, we've got more control.
No, it's great, and I really like the Paradigm processor for building-wide controls, architectural solutions.
Absolutely, it's been our flagship for 16 years for a reason. No, it is absolutely just the workhorse of our architectural control systems, and then being able to have it interface with Paradigm to Mosaic, with Paradigm to Echo, with any of our power control options, just in a centralized place is absolutely fantastic.
Definitely. What else is going on?
So the other thing that we're showing off, which is another project that we've been working on for a long time, is our SiteLink system. So SiteLink is an always-on cloud-based monitoring system. So basically anything with an ETC logo, just about, and a network jack, we can now remotely keep an eye on. We can say whether devices are online, whether things have thrown errors or are missing conditions. You can get notifications by text message, by email, or we can do a daily or weekly digest. So you wake up and find out if you're going to have a good day or a bad day in your control system. And the other cool thing about that is if you're working with our gateways, it'll also work for all of our RDM devices. So anybody's fixture who's RDM compatible will be able to be monitored and remotely
I think that this is a really great game changer, especially for those entertainment architectural hybrid spaces where you've got a lot of ETC equipment in the auditorium, but you might have ETC equipment elsewhere in the building, and you want to monitor it all at once. And then in a theater, your odds are you're not going to have everything ETC, so having that RDM capability.
It's funny, I was chatting with one of the guys who heads our support network, and he said, for years and years we spent time trying to talk people how to turn their lights on, and now with data becoming so much more prevalent, it's all about how to turn lights off. And he said to me that, the hardest thing is not figuring out what the issue is, but where the issue is, because things are so interconnected. We've got so many more pieces in it, just because of the nature of lighting systems these days. So SiteLink really focuses on the ability to say, hey, you got an issue there, let's figure out what's going on.
No, and a lot of facilities managers need that nowadays.
Yeah.
Because of that. It speeds up the troubleshooting process and support process for the system because of the fact that otherwise you have to ring out the whole system.
Oh, I completely agree. Yeah. Just figuring out where it is such an advantage.
Well, and for the entertainment side, having that immediate feedback, you don't have to worry is this going to go bad an hour before the show? Immediately when there's an error.
Yeah, absolutely. And architectural, there is no hour before the show. It's always. So being able to come in and say, hey, something just went wrong. We lost a phase on our CEM. Let's figure out why power has gone down. Or figure out, hey, this gateway just went offline. Did somebody unplug something they're not supposed to? Just tracking down all of those issues to help us get into where we're going to actually do the troubleshooting.
No, I think both of these together really does show that ETC is moving forward with these kinds of approaches, which are addressing the issues that are pretty consistent right now in the industry. Smaller footprints for our processors. We need more power, more capabilities with those processors. And we need a dashboard to connect to the system to monitor.
Yeah, absolutely. Systems, as we said, have just been getting more and more complex because of the nature of where the industry is headed, and how can we help with that?
Yeah, no, Lowell, really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else on the horizon maybe that you could sneak preview
We'll
of?
say that this is ETC's 50th anniversary, which has been
right.
incredible. We've debuted a whole bunch of products already this year. I think what you were saying about things need to be smaller, things need to be brighter or more powerful, we might see some more of that coming very soon.
That's really exciting. Well,
So,
thank you so much.
Absolutely. Great to chat with you.